Welcome to the Generation Elevation podcast, a conscious, connected platform for those who are ready to manifest their dream life. I'm your host, Elise Riley, a former PT, now motivational speaker, igniting empowerment and transformation all across the globe. Here at Generation Elevation, we are committed to bringing you the most inspiring guests who will share their stories, wisdom, and advice to help you progress closer to living a life of your own terms. Today, let's talk about manifestation. Yeah, that's right. Today we are going to be talking about manifestation, what it is, the science behind it, and the personal manifestation process that I use behind the scenes to create the life that I've created now and to continue to create my dream reality. Now, manifestation, it's a buzzword that's been thrown around so much lately. Now, if you're in the personal development space, if you're in the spiritual space, I am sure you've heard this word at least once. Even if you're not in that industry, I am sure you've heard of manifestation before. And if not, that is totally okay, because I'm going to be sharing with you what it is today so that you have a deeper awareness of what manifestation specifically means to me. And then in your own discernment, you can decide whether this is a tool for you that you can utilize in your own personal experience. Now, for those that know me, they know, my friends, my family, they know I am the manifesting queen. An example of this, I was writing down, what are the things that I've manifested? Oh yeah. And over time, I have managed to work 80% less than I was back in the day as a country PT in Melbourne, and managed to increase my income by 200%. I am working 80% less than I was, and I'm working online, and I've increased my income 200%. Now, I am so proud of myself to have gotten this far in my journey, and I know that this is just the beginning. However, I want to be able to share with you the tools, the tips, the tactics that I have utilized behind the scenes so you can go out there and do this for yourself, whereby whether it's relationships, career, job, whether it's traveling, whether it is just whatever that goal is for you, right? I want you to go out there and know that anything is possible. You can literally do anything in this life if you believe that you can. There's a quote, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, either way, you are right. Your beliefs manifest into your destiny. So whatever it is that you are choosing for yourself, over time, this will compound to the life that you will live. Now, I want to make sure everyone listening to this episode right now doesn't get to their deathbed at the end of the day and go, oh, I wish I just did that thing. I wish I just squeezed a little bit more out of life. I wish I stopped procrastinating and really took that leap of faith and just gave it a go. Okay, the only failure in this life that you can really come across is not trying at all. So with that said, if you're keen to learn how I manifested my own dream reality, going from working as a country PT, like I said, to now working with the world's top elite athletes and entrepreneurs, how I created this podcast, how I'm living where I'm living on the Gold Coast, by the canals, by the beach, how I have manifested the personal best that I'm now lifting in the gym, free of injury, feeling really good. Over the past few weeks, I've lost 8 kilos. I'm feeling the best that I've ever felt in my life. How I have created that using the power of my thoughts. I want to share this with you today. So, manifestation, what specifically does that even mean? Okay. My personal definition comes from my learnings and teachings of Abraham Hicks. Now, I think this will be a separate podcast where I speak about what I learned from actually attending her workshop. However, what I'm going to leave you with today is this. Abraham says that Manifestation is the law of attraction, and it's the end result of that which is like itself drawn onto itself. So for example, when you think a thought, you're going to manifest as a result similar thoughts that are like that energy. The science behind this is when you think a thought, it produces a chemical reaction in the body, which then emits an emotion. It creates an emotion, and emotions are energy in motion. Okay, this energy in motion in our body then actually produces an electromagnetic field outside of ourselves that is equal to our state of being. So you know that feeling when you walk into a room and maybe you see your friend, and before you even say anything, you can get a good idea or a good feeling of how they are without even saying anything. Now, those of you that are in relationships or living with family or housemates out there, you're not living alone. Maybe when someone gets home from work and you kind of had that feeling, oh, they've had a shit day, I better not say anything just yet. Or, oh, they've had a really good day, I wonder what's got a pep in their step, right? You can really sense how someone is feeling. And usually that is because of this electromagnetic field outside of our body that is equal to the emotions we're feeling inside. We're all super intuitive beings. And when we listen and when we just tune into that, subconsciously, our bodies are communicating every single time. It's like when you walk into a room that's a party versus walking into a funeral. Usually you can get a good grasp of how everyone is feeling and the thoughts that they are thinking during those times and those different scenarios. So that is a little bit of the science behind that. Now, how does this work? A lot of people poo-poo manifestation and think it's a little bit wooey because they believe that how can you just potentially think of something and then create it? How, Elise, did you create your reality with your mind? Obviously, you can't just sit there with your legs crossed and with your crystals hovering above the ground and go, I wish for a Lamborghini and a pony and a big giant mansion, and then for it to appear straight in front of you. Because if you are doing that, it's highly likely that you don't actually believe that it's possible and don't believe that you can actually do that right then and there. Like I said, your destiny is created from your beliefs and what you believe is possible. And the thing about our lives as a society and a generation where we're at currently, we are brought up with the belief that if you can see it, it is real. And if you can't, it is not. Have a think about your upbringing and your schooling and what you learned over time. In my personal experience, I learned that in order to believe something was real, I needed to be able to see it. As soon as I could see it, then I'll believe it. It's like those people that say, I'll believe it when I see it, right? This belief is actually going to limit you and your potential as a creator in this lifetime because you're limiting your experience and your capacity to create via believing that only things that are real are only things that I can see. Now, this is an example I give with clients. There are many things in this life that are real that we cannot see. Have a think about it. What about UV rays, brainwaves, X-rays, infrared rays? What about love? We can't actually physically hold love in our hands, but we can feel it. And we know that it is real. What about trust? You can't really see trust. Like, yes, actions speak louder than words. However, I can't actually hold trust in my hands. So there are many examples out there that prove the idea that there are things that are beyond what the eye can see that are real and undeniably real. So I encourage you today, if you get anything out of this podcast, is to lean into the fact or the idea that there are potentially things out there that you cannot see that are real. I teach my clients, if you can dream it, you can create it, right? You think about the person who invented electricity, anyone that invented anything in this lifetime. Obviously, that thing wasn't real before they invented it. However, obviously, they would have had to envision this thing that they created in their mind first before they then went and took the action to create that thing. So you never know, you might just be the next inventor, the next creator of something that doesn't actually exist in this reality just yet. And it's waiting to be birthed through you. And this thing can only be birthed through you if you believe that it can be so. The next thing I wanted to speak about is my process of manifestation. And through that, I will dovetail some science in there as well. This is something that I learned again from Abraham Hicks, and you may resonate as well in knowing in your own discernment, you are an empowered being and you know what feels right and what does not. So like I said, in your own discernment, take what you want to from this episode. I have the intention that you will leave feeling more inspired and limitless on your capacity as a creator to create your own reality and experience like I have. So there are 5 steps to manifestation, and these are the steps that I utilize in my experience. Step 1 is life gives you contrast. Now, everyone will experience a time in their life where things are happening to them. You think about those really hard, challenging obstacles, struggles, etc. Know that in those moments of contrast where you really understand what you don't want, maybe it's a shitty relationship, maybe your jeans no longer fit or it's a weight on the scales, or maybe you spend all your life savings and go, oh shit, there's a bill coming in and I don't know how to pay it. Those moments in your life where you go, holy shit, I need to change. Those moments of contrast give us clarity on what we don't want, and therefore also give us clarity on what we do. Maybe it's a relationship, oh my gosh, that person was such a narcissist, or they were a cheater, or whatever horrible thing happened in that previous experience. Then you know for your next experience, your next relationship, you will most likely be asking for what you want instead of those things that you didn't like. It's like when you go to order a meal at a restaurant. Last time you tried the pasta and you hated it. So next time you know not to order that one again. So life gives us contrast, which then follows into step 2, which is we ask for what we want. Like I said, when you experience something you don't, you then go, okay, I really want this now. For me, in my experience, I was working so many hours a week, like full-time, young 17, 18-year-old, and I was tired. 5 a.m. starts, 8 p.m. finishes, and to some of you, you may be listening being like, oh my gosh, that's nothing. However, I know in my life that I would rather be enjoying the most of life and squeezing every single second I can out of it, because time is limited. When I was 19, I had one of my close friends pass away. And this really woke me up to the idea that nothing is guaranteed and that we could die tomorrow. Not everyone lives till they're old and have grandkids and live that white picket fence life. Not everyone gets that opportunity and that privilege. So how dare I just go through the motions of life and live that Groundhog Day when I know there is so much more potential and opportunity for me out there? So I decided that I wanted more. Life gave me contrast, working a lot. And 2, I asked, okay, I don't want to work a lot, but I want to be making the same amount of money or even more. So how can I make money when I'm not there? Or what type of relationship do I want to live? Or what type of lifestyle did I want to live? And it was definitely different to what I was experiencing at that time. And I'm sure those of you listening can resonate. So then this gives us step 3. It is given. You ask and it is given. It is literally given to you in the moment that you ask. If you can think it, like I said, you can create it. As soon as you think of that thing, you visualize, you imagine what it would be like, know that that is so real and is so possible for you and ready for you to receive into your experience. Now, you may say, well, that doesn't make sense, Elise, because if I ask for a Lamborghini right now, it's not given to me right now, clearly. Like, where is the Lamborghini? However, if you're really good at this stuff, maybe that is the case. And we, like I said, are born into a society that teaches us that we need to see it to believe it. So if you're not ready for that, if you don't believe that having that Lamborghini right in front of you right now is that next step, you will not receive that, which is step 4, receiving the thing that you want. Now, that might sound so simple and so easy. However, receiving what you want, for me personally, and I know that those of you listening are my projection, so I'm sure you'll resonate. For me in the past, receiving a simple compliment was hard. When someone would say, Elise, you look so beautiful today, I'd be like, oh, don't be silly. Like, oh, but what about you? You look so good. And I would totally disregard that person giving that something to me, which is at the time a compliment, totally reject it and push it back onto them because I, at the time, didn't believe that I was worthy enough to receive a compliment and say thank you. I felt uncomfortable. I felt, I'm not worthy of that. I don't believe that I'm beautiful. So here, take that back in your face and have it because I am not deserving of that yet. Now, maybe in your experience, someone has tried to give you money and offer you money to help you out, or maybe they have asked if you needed help in the garden, or maybe they have asked to assist you in some sort of way, or whatever that is. And maybe in those times that help has been given to you, you've said, oh, no, that's okay, I can do it myself, or, oh, no, I can do it, it's all good. Oh, thank you, but it's all good. Maybe a stranger in the street has offered to help you with something, like I'm getting a vision of an elderly woman crossing the road. It could be something so simple. And maybe you said, oh no, it's okay, leave me alone, I can do it, it's all good. Even if you can do it yourself, the universe, what I believe in, right, it could be God, source, energy, whatever that higher power means to you. For me personally, I believe it's all the same. Is giving you the gift of that manifestation of help, assistance, of love, of abundance, that energy that you will feel at the end of that thing that you want, right? Everyone wants something in the hope that it will make them feel better. And so if you think about that feeling that you will feel once you have that thing that you want, that you've manifested, that you've created, usually it's happiness, peace, love, abundance, acceptance. When someone's trying to give that to you as an energy, or a situation's trying to give that to you, it could just be a sunny day and you refuse it. Maybe, oh, it's too hot today. Oh my God, I can't deal. Like those people that can't be happy when it's raining or when it's sunny. Maybe this is teaching you and getting you ready to receive that big thing that you want. And so many people struggle with receiving such little things. How do you expect to receive that Lamborghini or that mansion or that dream lover or dream job if you can't even accept the little things? So that is my advice for step 4. Be the energy of that in which you would like to attract. Be the energy in which you would like to attract. Now, step 5 is a fun one. And this is something that I teach at my elevation events. Step 5 is about life giving us contrast again. However, this time, instead of experiencing that negative emotion when contrast comes around, maybe it's a breakup, maybe it's getting fired from your job, or maybe it's an injury, maybe it's a death in the family, we experience the feeling. However, we do not spiral into the thinking, feeling loop of thinking, feeling anxiety, thinking even worse thoughts, feeling even worse about the situation and wondering why it was happening to me, being victim to our external circumstances. On a lighter note, it could be it's raining outside, and instead of thinking, oh my gosh, it's such a shit day, I'm going to have the worst day today, feeling really annoyed about it, getting angry, then it affecting your whole day, instead of being victim to the conditions around your experience externally, you are actually a victor. You are actually at cause to your environment. So regardless of the conditions around you, regardless of what is happening to you, you know that this is all happening for you, and you have the ability to stay in that higher vibrational energy, because remember, emotions are energy, And when we feel positive emotions, we feel expanded. And when we feel negative emotions, we feel contracted. When we're feeling expanded, regardless of the conditions that are around us, this is when it is 100% certain that those manifestations will drop right into your experience. Like I said earlier, for me, this has looked like increasing my income by 200% by working 80% less. This has looked like personal bests in the gym. This has looked like my dream body. This has looked like my dream friendships and relationships and mentors. This has looked like my dream living experience. Like, guys, I am living on the canals in the Gold Coast, right across from the beach. This is something that I created. I saw it in my mind. It has a pool. It has space for me to park my car. I feel safe. I've got my own office space. This is what I created. This has looked like me working as a personal trainer in country Victoria to now online working with professional athlete clients who are all over the world. This has looked like and played out like so many experiences in my life. And if you do meet me in person, definitely ask me about it and I would love to share. However, those moments where I didn't believe these things were possible, it blocked me from that. And time again, I surprise myself with how possible anything can be if you choose for it to be so. If you believe that you can, you will. And so every time I get under that bar for a barbell squat, I say, I can and I will, I can and I will, I can and I will. When you're on a walk and you're thinking about what you've got to do today, I can and I will, I can and I will, I can and I will. Whether it be work, in relationships, whatever your goal is for you that you want to create and manifest, be the energy that you wish to attract, become that person, become the world-class person in that industry that you want to work in, become the ultimate lover that you want to attract into your life, become whatever that is. Start going to the gym, start working on your nutrition routine, getting a sleep pattern under check and getting that all organized. Be the organized person. Get everything into that you want to attract. Start being that person now, and I guarantee you those experiences, those opportunities, they will come. And like I've spoken about in an earlier episode with my beautiful mentor and housemate, Simon, who I live with now, who I manifested. I love Simon, and he says that luck is when preparedness meets opportunity. And this is just manifestation simplified. How prepared can you yourself get for when those opportunities come through? Because when you are prepared, your reticular activating system in your brain will start to focus on those themes and values that serve you as the person that you want to be. And you begin to attract more of those things into your experience. And for me, this has looked like copious amounts of opportunity and abundant experiences. And I truly know that you can experience this too if you choose for it to be so. So that is my definition of manifestation. I trust that you received exactly what you needed to for this podcast, and I want to just leave you with this. If you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, either way, you are right. Your life is a result of compounding decisions that you have made by the choices and opportunities that have come to you. The decisions you make about these choices are based off your beliefs. Your beliefs create your destiny. So what beliefs are creating a disservice to you and your destiny of what you want to live and create, and what beliefs are serving you? And simply put, it could just be that you're limiting yourself because you have that belief that 1, you're not good enough, 2, you're not ready yet, 3, that I need to see it to believe it. Whatever that belief is to you that's limiting you right now, know that by doing the inner work, you will then allow space to close doors from the past and open those new opportunities that are waiting for you to go out and get it. If you would like further help on this, please feel free to send me a message via Instagram direct, and I can help you go a little bit deeper into those beliefs that are holding you back energetically, physically, mentally, spiritually, so that you can start creating and manifesting your dream reality and experience just like I have and just like I show and teach my clients. Thank you for being a part of the Generation Elevation community. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a 5-star rating, written review, share, and tag me on Instagram at elise.riley. Until next time, keep loving, keep learning, and keep rising.